Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. Today, I want to discuss something I hold very close to my heart: the degradation of our tropical coral reefs. To be precise, I want to paint a better picture of the players responsible for their degradation. Spoiler alert, it's us. Now, I'm not saying that you or I are directly responsible, but in some ways, we are all at fault. As stewards of our planet, we're failing them. I'm going to take you on a journey into one of the most breathtaking places on our planet. What you're about to see is a story of stark contrasts, a story of beauty and devastation, a story of a crisis unfolding just beneath the waves, potentially carrying devastating repercussions. We'll uncover the beauty, the biology, and the devastating impact of human activities on these underwater cities. This isn't just a story about loss, it's a call to action. Stick around to learn what's happening and what we can do to make a difference. Found in shallow, warm tropical waters, tropical coral reefs are vibrant ecosystems, typically found between 30 degrees north and south latitudes. They're known for their high biodiversity, providing habitat and food for nearly a quarter of all marine species. To truly understand the urgency of the crisis, we need to take a step back. Corals are some of the oldest living organisms still on Earth. They first appeared around 335 million years ago, and the reefs we see today are a shadow of what they once were. Historically, these reefs were teeming with life, a kaleidoscope of colors and textures, supporting a level of biodiversity that was simply astonishing. But over the past few decades, the change has been dramatic and devastating. So what exactly are coral reefs? They might look like plants, but they're actually complex colonies of tiny animals called polyps, and each one of these polyps is like a miniature apartment. Inside the polyp, they have a roommate, a microscopic dinoflagellate algae called zooxanthellae. This is where the magic happens. The algae provides the coral with food throughout photosynthesis, provides the coral its color, and is responsible for translocating products like glycerol to the coral host. And in return, the coral provides the algae with a protected environment and access to inorganic nutrients. It's a beautiful partnership, a symbiosis that is the foundation of the reef's survival. Corals are notoriously slow growers, with certain species only growing a few centimeters per year. They build their intricate skeletons, which is the very foundation of the reef, through a process called calcification. They extract calcium carbonate from seawater and form their skeletons. This process is influenced by factors like the temperature and the availability of carbonate ions. Each layer is a testament to the passage of time. Corals can also reproduce asexually through fragmentation or budding, when a piece breaks off and starts a new colony. But this process only creates clones, limiting genetic diversity. For this diversity, for resilience, corals rely on sexual reproduction, spawning, a magical event where they release millions of egg and sperm into the water, increasing the potential for genetic recombination and adaptation. This slow growth and complex dance of life make them incredibly vulnerable to damage. Now we've come to the heart of the problem. The threats facing these reefs are numerous, and they all have one thing in common. They're caused by us. Human activities are pushing these fragile ecosystems to the brink. One of the biggest culprits is nutrient pollution. Excess nitrogen and phosphorus from agricultural runoff, sewage discharge, and urban stormwater are fueling massive algal blooms. While this might not sound like a big deal, these blooms can lead to eutrophication, where microalgae outcompete corals for space and light, blocking the sunlight they so desperately need to survive. The delicate balance of the reef is disturbed, leading to a phase shift from a coral-dominated to an algal-dominated ecosystem. This can cause the entire ecosystem to collapse. Sediment pollution, caused by deforestation and coastal development, is another major threat. This can lead to increased sediment runoff, which results in high levels of total suspended solids in the water column. This sediment reduces light penetration, thus inhibiting photosynthesis by zooxanthellae and could even bury the coral polyps alive, leading to hypoxia and mortality. Chemical pollution is another insidious threat. Oil spills introduce hydrocarbons that are toxic to corals and other marine life. Industrial waste discharges heavy metals and persistent organic pollutants that can bioaccumulate in the food chain. These toxins can poison corals directly, impairing their physiological functions, weakening their defenses, and disrupting their ability to reproduce. Plastic pollution is ubiquitous, even in the most remote parts of the ocean, and corals aren't spared. The ocean is not a trash can. The scale of plastic pollution, particularly microplastics, is almost incomprehensible and poses a significant threat. Plastic debris can cause physical damage to corals, smothering them, damaging their delicate tissues, and can leach harmful chemicals, acting as a vector for disease transmission. It's a slow, silent killer, and its effects on the marine ecosystem will be felt for generations. Perhaps the most devastating threat of all is climate change. The burning of fossil fuels are causing a rapid increase in global sea surface temperature. This warming is triggering a phenomenon called coral bleaching. When sea surface temperatures exceed the coral's thermal tolerance, the coral expels its symbiotic zooxanthellae. If the thermal stress is prolonged, the corals can starve and die. We are seeing mass bleaching events with increasing frequency and intensity, exceeding the coral's ability to recover. This is not a distant threat. It's happening now. Climate change is also causing ocean acidification. The ocean absorbs much of the excess carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. This significantly alters seawater chemistry. Because of this, it's becoming harder for corals to build their skeletons. The decreasing argonite saturation state makes calcification more energetically expensive. This can lead to weaker, more brittle skeletons, which in turn makes them more vulnerable to physical damage and erosion. This also stunts their growth and ability to repair themselves. And then there's the direct physical destruction. Coastal development, including dredging and land reclamation, destroys reef habitat and increases sedimentation. Destructive fishing practices, such as blast fishing and bottom trawling, cause immediate and widespread damage to coral structures. Even seemingly benign activities like irresponsible tourism, including careless diving and anchoring, can cause significant physical damage to these ecosystems. The threats to tropical coral reefs aren't just limited to pollution and climate change. Invasive species introduced from other regions, oftentimes as the result of careless actions of man, can also disrupt the delicate balance of these ecosystems. The lionfish, with its voracious appetite and lack of natural predators, is a prime example. They decimate populations of native fish, including herbivores that are crucial for controlling algal growth. These invasions can lead to significant shifts in the reef community, further weakening its resilience to other stressors. While the situation might seem bleak, the story of coral reefs doesn't have to end in tragedy. We have the knowledge, and in many cases, the tools to turn things around. So you might be wondering, what can I do? The answer is a lot. Even small changes in our daily lives can make a big difference. Reduce your plastic consumption to minimize microplastic pollution. Choose sustainable seafood to reduce the impact of destructive fishing practices. Use reef-safe sunscreen to protect corals from harmful chemicals. Educate yourself and others about the importance of coral reefs and the threats they face. Support organizations that are working to protect our oceans and advocate for policies that promote marine conservation. Every single action, no matter how small, sends ripples outwards. And when we act together, those ripples can become a wave of change. But this isn't just about individual actions. We need systemic change. We need our leaders in our industries to step up and adopt sustainable practices. We need a shift towards sustainable tourism that minimizes its ecological footprint and promotes reef conservation. This includes responsible diving and snorkeling practices and the establishment of marine protected areas. We need sustainable fishing practices that reduce bycatch and habitat destruction. We need coastal development that incorporates green infrastructure to minimize pollution and sedimentation. We need policies that regulate pollution, reduce carbon emissions, and protect critical reef habitats. We need more investment in scientific research to understand coral resilience, genetics, and the effectiveness of different conservation and restoration strategies. And we need that investment now. This is where this tale turns from somber to uplifting, because there's a growing movement of people who are working tirelessly to restore these reefs. Coral nurseries are being established across the world, where scientists and volunteers are working hand in hand, using techniques like microfragmentation to grow new corals, increasing their growth rates, and transplanting them onto degraded reefs. Most importantly, it's working. We're seeing reefs come back to life. We're seeing signs of resilience and recovery, with increased coral cover and fish abundance in restored areas. This is just a testament to the power of human ingenuity and the incredible ability of nature to heal itself, if we just give it the chance it needs. No, the chance it deserves. We stand at a critical juncture. The fate of tropical coral reefs, and indeed the fate of our oceans, hang in the balance. But I truly believe that it's not too late. We have the scientific knowledge and the tools to change the course of this story. We have the power to protect these irreplaceable ecosystems. Let us work together with determination and hope to ensure that these underwater cities continue to thrive, not just for us, but for all generations to come. Thank you.